Hi everyone, I'm Miss Danielle. Today I'm going to show you how to create a stop motion animation video using the Stikbot app. You will need a smart device or a tablet or a phone, and you'll also need the free app that you can get from the App Store if you have an Apple device, or from Google Play if you have an Android. And you may have heard of Stikbots before. They're basically a toy kit that has a posable figure and like a green cardboard stage. That you do not have to have that kit though to use the app. I just want to stress that. Okay, so I just want to talk about the setting up your green screen stage for your Stikbot app. So you'll just need some either green or blue construction paper or anything that's green or blue like this. There is a setting in the app that you can use either green or blue, and I'll show you how to do that later. Just kind of whatever you have lying around. You'll also need an action figure or something with that's posable. You could use clay or Play-Doh if you have that. You could use Lego people. You could use an action figure. You can use Hot Wheels cars, Legos, anything like that. You'll also need to have a tripod of some sort or something to hold up your device. This is just an Adirondack chair that I had, and it kind of works perfectly for that. It is really important to have some sort of tripod or stand, because you're going to be moving your action figure a lot, so you don't want to have to keep picking up your phone and putting it down, because that'll throw off your final video. And it's also very important to have it in landscape mode. Just make note of that when you set it up. And you can use anything. If you don't have a tripod, you can use a stand like this, like I had kicking around. You could make one out of Legos. You can stack some books. Just be as inventive as you can. The last thing for your stage, you'll also need, this is just a cardboard box that I had, and I just attached my paper to that, so this kind of looks like a little stage. You don't have to use the green screen feature. You can, but it'll just kind of, you'll just have whatever your background is will be the back of your video. It's kind of fun using the green screen feature. So I just want to take a second to talk about what stop motion animation is. So it's basically a filmmaking technique where you move an object slightly, take a photo, move it slightly again, and keep taking photos. You keep repeating that process, and then when you play back all the still images, it gives the illusion of motion. It is a little bit of a slow process. It takes about 12 photos to make 1 second of video, so we're going to need a lot of photos. So next I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so first you'll need to download the free Stikbot 2.0 app. You can get this from the App Store if you have an Apple device, or free on Google Play if you have an Android device. Just make sure that you get the Studio 2.0, not the 1.0 version. That's just an older version. And of course, just make sure that you have an adult's permission to download it. Now, I obviously already downloaded mine, but for your first time using the app, you may need to give it permission to access your microphone, camera, and photos. Again, just make sure that's okay with an adult. You don't need to make an account or anything, and there are no ads, so that's what I really love about this app. All right, so let's dive in. So we're going to start by tapping Create Movie. And then you'll see I have my little Lego figure here behind the blue screen. And I just want to show you really quick the basics of making them move. So I have, the arms are both down right now, and I'm just going to take one photo. Okay, and now if I want to make the arm move upward, I'm just going to take my figure. And you'll notice right now that this is what's called a ghost shadow. It's not a malfunction. It's supposed to do that. It's so that when you put your, you take your next photo, you'll know where your last movement was. So then I am just going to take it and raise its hand just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to take another photo. And now I'm just going to keep raising it just a little bit. Oops. And then I'm going to just take one last one with all the way up. Okay. So there's a difference between the slight movements and then more drastic movements. So you don't want to make such a drastic movement where you have your Lego figure here in one shot and then over here the next shot. There's no continuation as to how he got there, walked over, it's like he just poofed over there. So pretty much here's the rule. If you want your figure to move slowly, then you make very small movements, kind of like the ones I just did with its arm, but take more pictures. If you want your figure to move more quickly, then you make larger, more drastic movements and take less pictures. So what I mean by that is then if I have, let's say I have his other arm down like that. Okay, I'm gonna take a photo, And now I'm just going to not do any of those sequential movements that I did before, and I'm just going to put it all the way up. See if he falls. There it goes. And I'm just going to take another photo. So that is just going to be a very, very sharp change. Okay, now I want to show you how to utilize the green screen feature. You'll see obviously here I have blue paper, and there is a setting to switch it so that you can use either color if you have one or don't have the other. And also it is helpful if you have like a green action figure or something like that, or a green Lego, you wouldn't want to use that against a green background because it will just disappear. So same for the blue. So I'm just going to show you how to get into that feature. We're going to tap the gears for the settings, and then we're going to tap the little square that says G/B. And then you'll see here there is a little slider bar on the bottom that says green/blue, and I'm going to change that to blue. And I'm going to select my background. Right now I might need to change the sensitivity. And sometimes you do, I hate to say it, you do need to adjust your camera. There we go. To pick up the screen. So I just moved my phone a little bit just to get it to pick up, just because it wasn't picking it up. And I do need to change the sensitivity a little bit. Let's see. Okay. And I can always adjust that after I take my photo some more. There's a bunch of different backgrounds, but I think I'm just going to stick with this one for now. And then I'm just going to tap anywhere away from that menu to exit. I'm going to take a photo. Okay, good. It did come out. The sensitivity was good. And like I said, you can always adjust that. So let's say you want to go and move photos around. You want to insert new clips or edit clips. There's a way to do that. We do have to exit this. So I'm just going to tap the arrow on the upper left corner. And we're going to go into gallery. So I'm just going to tap that. Okay, so now it says movie 39, and that's what I'm going to tap next. I do have to tap the edit button down here. It's like a little square play button with a pen next to it. So I'm going to tap that. Okay. So now you'll see it has all of our frames, because remember I said earlier, stop motion animation is made up of a bunch of pictures or frames that are all put together. And when you play them together very fast, it gives the illusion of motion. So here I have all the different frames that I took. Now if there's some that I don't like the way they came out, like this one for example, he disappeared a little bit. So if I want to delete this frame, all I have to do is tap it, and then I hit the little delete garbage can button, which I will do right now. And then you can't undo this, so just make sure you really wanted to delete it. Okay, and now let's say I wanted to take a new photo to insert right between these two slides. So I have this slide highlighted, and then I can go in to press my camera button, and it just takes a second to load. And then I will be able to take a new photo. Now to go back to that, you have to do the same thing. You have to hit the back and then go back into gallery, go back into your movie. It's a little bit annoying, but it is worth it in the end. And then I'm just going to go back to that edit. Okay. If you want to move your slides around, let's say you want the one that's at the ending to the beginning, or vice versa, you can tap it and you can hit move. And you can move that anywhere you'd want. You can also copy and paste slides. So if you wanted two slides together, you can do that. You can also add a new image to the front or the back of your movie. There's a lot of different cool options. Okay, another feature I want to show you, which is really cool, is how to add music and sound effects, and you can even record your voice and do a little voiceover to your clips. Now there's a different way we have to go do that. So I'm just going to go into the plus button up here above the camera button. And then here I can add different sound effects. So if I hit this little music note here, so I can add background music, I can add sound effects. So I'm just gonna tap on sound effects, and there's a bunch of different ones. I'm just gonna tap this first one for now and then hit apply, the little check mark. You'll see that it has the little symbol there that there is music. And there's also other options. Whoops. I'm just gonna go back into that plus symbol up there. And I'm gonna go back to the effects. And you can do, like I said, record your own voice. Mine is not working right now. Maybe I didn't give it access to my microphone, but you can do that as well. You can also add the background songs too. So I'm just going to close out of that. And let's say I want to get rid of the audio that I have on this slide. Here, I just have to tap it, and then if I delete it, if I hit the delete button, that's not going to delete the audio. That's going to delete the whole entire photo. So just make sure you don't do that if that was not your intention. So if I want to just get rid of the audio, I'd hit edit audio, and then here I can remove it, or I can do a lot of cool things. You can change the volume, you can make it fade in and out, or you can just hit delete, which I will do right now. Okay, so now that's deleted. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is if you are all done with your video and you want to see how it looks, you can rename the video file and also download it to your device. So I will show you how to actually watch your video. You can check it along the way. So you just have to hit this little play button right below the camera button, and then you can see it as it puts all the frames together. This is kind of nice when you're editing it, so you can see what you want to keep or delete and how it looks as one continuous movie. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to rename it. So we actually have to go back a screen, which is a little bit annoying, but again, it's worth it. So I'm going to hit that back button, and then it says you're not publishing your movie. That's okay. I'm going to push OK, and then I'm going to go back into gallery. I'm going to tap on my movie, and I'm going to see where it says movie 39. I'm going to just tap that little edit button up there, and I'm just going to give it a new name. I'm going to call this my movie. Okay, and then hit done. So that's renamed. You don't have to change the name, but you can if you'd like to. So now when we are ready to download it to our device, I'm going to just tap that little edit button down here again. And now I can tap this download button all the way in the top right corner above the plus sign. And then that will allow me to download it. You have your options of your file size. I'm gonna go with HD 720p right in the middle here. And then that's gonna save your movie file, and now it's gonna be in your photo library, and you can plug it in to your computer and watch it on your computer that way from your phone. You can email it to yourself. There's a lot of different ways you can get it off of your phone. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit that. And the last thing I just want to talk about before we go is there are really a lot of really cool tutorials available to you in the Stikbot app. There's a lot of things that I just couldn't cover due to time constraints, but there's a lot of really nice ones, like how to make them walk, run, some really cool features. So definitely check that out when you get the chance. Well, thank you for following along with our video, guys. I hope you make some really cool stop motion animation, and we will see you soon. Bye.